Biggest mistake business owners make is thinking they need to reinvent the wheel.
Most people don't realize that all the successful companies are running the same core systems.
That's why we're hosting the Home Service Hoorah, September 7th, 8th, and 9th in beautiful Pensacola Beach, Florida.
We're giving away the exact systems, playbooks, and operations we use to scale to multi-seven figures.
You're learning from real business owners that have been there and done that.
People who are in your exact position and scaled their business without losing everything.
Tickets will sell out, so register now at homeservicehoorah.com. Again, that's homeservicehoorah.com.
Running a home service business is hard. So how is it that some people make it look so easy? Well, we'll tell you. This is the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. It's always good to hear the wins that successful contractors have. But have you ever thought that the best advice would be to hear about the speed bumps they encountered, the mistakes they've made along the way? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want you to be successful and avoid the mistakes others have made. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Now your host, Justin Deese.
Welcome back to another episode of Freedom Blueprint Podcast. We are here live at ACCA. We're hanging out with Jarrod Scott from Aeroseal. And I was going to say your title, but I think you probably need to say it. It's really long.
It is. It's National Director of Sales and Business Development.
That's how you know you're important.
Yeah. More busy or, yeah.
So I'm actually really excited about this because as a contractor, when we still owned our business, we used Aeroseal and we loved it. And how we got tied in with Aeroseal was a company that we acquired had an Aeroseal unit.
Yep.
And I remember thinking, what a cool technology. And then I came up and hung out with you and you showed me how to use it. And you insisted on us doing outside in the cold. It was about 4 degrees outside. But it was really neat. So for anybody listening that either doesn't know or thinks they might have an idea, give us kind of a rundown on what is Aeroseal.
Yeah, so it's really a way to, we say sealing ducts, but it's a way to really recover system capacity, right? So, a lot of the companies spend a lot of time, money, energy acquiring install opportunities, right? Creating demand and everything there, and they should. It's a great ticket, right?
Yeah.
But the challenge here is that the ductwork is terribly leaky.
Yes.
And when you can have the cleanest, nicest install, best in your market, you do everything right, connecting it to that ductwork makes it suffer in performance, right? And that lost system capacity manifests in a couple different ways. The biggest one and the most noticeable for the homeowner is going to be the comfort, right? Yeah. And they're going to feel that or not feel that every single day. But the other side of that is the efficiency, right? So if it is a system that's in an attic that is leaking into the ducts leaking into the attic, that's conditioning a place that you don't want to condition, right? But even in areas, in the north where there's sheet metal and ducts are in conditioned space, those leak a lot more, and it can, dump a lot of that, say in the summertime, dump a lot of that cool air into the basement, while the upstairs is being starved from that conditioned air that people are paying for. So that's really the key spot for this, is to help installs become better, but also on the service and tune-up side, there's a lot of opportunity to bring this as a solution too.
And they say that, and you'll know if I'm right on this, 40% of the energy used in your home comes through your HVAC system, correct?
Yes. Yep.
So 40%, I know when we started using your product and we were hooking it up to ducts, that technicians swore was perfect. We would find just huge gaping holes in it. So that's pretty incredible. So we have a cool setup here. After we get done with the recording, I'm going to go around and show, because it's really neat when you fire it up and you actually see how it works.
Yeah.
Is a lot of fun. So with Aeroseal, when we sold Aeroseal, we at the very beginning struggled selling it. And you guys did an event in Destin down the road from us. Actually, Chris and I got to present there, which was great. And so we went, and I was saying, the guys are trying to explain it and trying to talk to it. And you connected me with a guy who was like one of the top producing companies. And I can't even remember who it is off the top of my head. And so I asked him, I said, just tell me, what is the number one thing that you do to sell this product? Because we're struggling a little bit. He said, call it duct repair. Like the simplest thing ever. And I went, oh, we're not doing that. We're going into this over explanation, this technical explanation of what it is, and the homeowner doesn't get it, duct repair, because that's what it is, makes it not optional.
Right.
Now it's something you got to do for your system.
That's it is pretty common, right? When you learn about something that is fairly technical, it's pretty common for anyone. And I've been doing sales for a really long time. You learn about something, you want to go and talk about it, and it's I don't know why. Maybe it's just a need to want to explain something really cool. But keeping it simple, duct repair and certification is the best way that we found for contractors to have success.
So after the conference, the guy told me that. I went back to the team. We had a meeting, and I said, duct repair. And when I did that, our sales, they just really started to go through the roof. And because we were selling high efficiency systems without even measuring the duct.
Oh yeah.
And so we got to the point where we would just hook it up. Like, who cares? Just hook it up and just run it. It'll tell you what's going on. Give us a little bit of backstory, because I think it's fascinating how Aeroseal even came about.
Sure. Yeah, so the inventor, Dr. Mark Madeira, he's still involved with Aeroseal today, but he was doing a study related to chimneys and how it affected performance in homes. And from that, they noticed, when the HVAC system turned on, that it created an effect in the home, and then it started them looking into duct efficiency. And so really kind of looking at like how big this problem was, and knowing like, it's not a regional problem, but it's one that across the U.S. and Canada, anywhere where you have forced air systems in homes, it's a challenge and a problem. So from that, getting it commercialized and then selling it to Carrier was, a pretty key accomplishment for him, and he stayed connected to it as well there. But it was really it's a little bit of a challenge as Carrier goes to market, through the distribution channel. And one of their engineers was trying to really figure out how to make it work there at Carrier, and that is our now CEO. But he acquired Aeroseal from Carrier, and then he and Dr. Madeira and a handful of other folks started then working on what Aeroseal is today, around 2010, and from there it really has really taken off, commercialized, and there's been other technology developments and things like that we've been able to bring to market too. But this is the one with the biggest dealer network, and the oldest, most mature one of the company.
So when we became a dealer with you guys, I told you earlier, I was like, I'm going to tell a story and you'll remember it. When we became a dealer with you guys, we had a trailer stolen from in front of our office on, I think it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And it might have been Christmas Day. We just didn't figure it out till the next day. And we had stacked up installs. And it was the system. It was all the stuff. But something happened to where I called Tracy Martin. I'm like, guys, I need help. Like, what are we going to do? How quick can I get a new system? What does that look like? And you guys hooked me up with a company right down the road from us. And you guys made the connection, and we were able to go over there and pick up what we needed to keep working while we got a new system. Now, what's funny about that is the guy that we got the equipment from, I have never met until 10 minutes ago. He was in Kristen's session, and I saw his shirt, and so we got to talking to him and his team. And I think that's a sign of the dealer relationship that you guys have. That it's not like hey, here's your product and your service, now run with it. There is a lot of that relationship, and there's a really good community that you guys have of contractors that are really, in my opinion, they're really next level, because they're looking at it from not moving boxes, but actual indoor comfort. Like, how do they do that?
Yeah, we are lucky, that in our, like, I could call someone probably right now out of 3 phone calls, get someone on the phone, and would be willing to give us a referral, to help someone along.
Absolutely.
Because it is, the Aeroseal is definitely unique, but it's proven, right? And it is, every year we have, our conference and everything where we bring everyone together. It's always great to see that and hear that, because there's something new that comes out of that. Somebody breaks through, in some other place or way, and shares it. It's a really big opportunity. And we have ongoing events too, like monthly tribe meetings and things like that as well. So we're blessed with that, is the way that I look at it.
Well, it's a really cool product, and for anybody who wants more information on how to find out more about it, what's the best way for them to go about that?
You can go to the website, aeroseal.com. You can certainly reach out to us on there. You can reach out to me directly as well. My phone number is 937-751-3945. We're very easy to get a hold of and talk to and help show what this can be for your company.
Yeah. So from a customer standpoint, from a dealer standpoint, what do you feel like is the right size company for this product?
Yeah. We look at like what we don't want this to be a burden on someone, right? So the first thing is like to have some salesmanship in the company, right? And it doesn't mean like heavy selling, like what you were talking about. You were trying to sell it, but it's like really the process, right?
Right.
So if it is, whether it's selling techs or comfort advisors with lead turnover, it really doesn't matter. We can help really align to that. But if you're still, if there's a size of the company that is where the ownership is still maybe running service calls on very busy days, it's probably not right for it.
Yeah,
right.
I'd agree with that.
That's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
So, but if you have memberships, right, opportunities to be in the home and talk to customers about something very different but very needed, that's a good sign. From a revenue standpoint, we probably say, about $5 million on up. We have some contractors that are dealers of ours that are smaller than that.
Yeah.
But again, it's really about the DNA or the systemization, I think, in the company that makes this work.
Yeah.
And then we have very extremely large companies that have a lot of success with it.
You got
as
some
well.
big boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it used to be the number one dealer was in Pensacola. I don't know if they still are or not.
Not. We've had a company overtake them for last year. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it is very cool, to see that, and they're all competitive. We're doing with one of our family of companies. We're doing a little competition, and with them internally to see. Everybody wants to get the better attachment. They want to. It's on an attachment basis because not everyone is the same to have based off of revenue. But those are the fun things, we get to do with contractors.
Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes and sitting down with us. And if you're listening to this podcast on audio, go check out the YouTube because I'm going to get Jarrod to run a quick demo on what this bad boy looks like so you can check it out yourself. But if you're listening to this, make sure to jump over to YouTube and watch the presentation here.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Running a home service business is hard. So how is it that some people make it look so easy? Well, we'll tell you. This is the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. It's always good to hear the wins that successful contractors have. But have you ever thought that the best advice would be to hear about the speed bumps they encountered, the mistakes they've made along the way? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want you to be successful and avoid the mistakes others have made. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Now your host, Justin Deese.